All right, guys, continue on with Sophocles. So Oedipus, we're still on Oedipus Rex, Sophocles. So I think the wife is actually in the picture. Oedipus's wife has just entered, remember? Creon left. He's sort of exiled. Creon's exiled. Oedipus, because Tiresias came and told Oedipus, you're the murderer, dude. Like, you're the cause of this plague. Why our Thebans are dying. You are the curse. Because he's an oracle. Tiresias is his blind oracle. But Oedipus Rex, Creon's the one who spoke to Tiresias. So they think Oedipus he doesn't really know what's going on. He thinks that they're trying to sabotage him. Now Jocasta, who is Oedipus' wife, who is Creon's sister, now she's in the picture, right? This is where we left off last time. So we got the chorus. Why do you hesitate, my lady? Why not help him in? Jocasta, tell me what's happened first. Chorus. Loose, ignorant talk started dark suspicions, and a sense of injustice cut deeply too. Jocasta, on both sides? Chorus, oh yes. Jocasta, what did they say? Chorus, enough, please enough, the land so racked already, or so it seems to me. End the trouble here, just where they left it. Oedipus, you see what comes of your good intentions now, and all because you tried to blunt my anger. Chorus, my king, I said it once, I'll say it time and again. I'd be insane, you know it, senseless ever to turn my back on you. You who set our beloved land, storm-tossed, shattered, straight on course. Now again, good helmsman, steer us through the storm. The chorus draws away, leaving Oedipus and Jocasta side by side. So Oedipus and Jocasta are just by themselves. Jocasta, for the love of God, Oedipus, tell me too, what is it? Why this rage? You're so unbending. Like you're so prideful, unbending. Oedipus, I will tell you, I respect you, Jocasta, much more than these men here. And he looks at the chorus. Glancing at the chorus, he continues. Creon's to blame. Creon schemes against me. Jocasta, tell me dearly, how did the quarrel start? Oedipus, he says I murdered Laius. I am guilty. Jocasta, how does he know? Some secret knowledge or simple hearsay? Oedipus, oh, he sent his prophet in to do his dirty work. You know Creon. Creon keeps his own lips clean. Remember, that's her brother. So Jocasta, a prophet? Well then, free yourself of every charge. Listen to me and learn some peace of mind. No skill in the world, nothing human can penetrate the future. Here is proof, quick and to the point. An oracle came to Laius one fine day, I won't say from Apollo himself, but his underlings, his priests, and it declared that doom would strike him down at the hands of a son, our son, to be born of our own flesh and blood. But Laius, so the report goes at least, was killed by strangers. All right, so this is, let me read that slowly. An oracle came to Laius one fine day, I won't say from Apollo himself, but his underlings, his priests, and it declared that doom would strike him down at the hands of a son. So I'm gonna highlight all that. So, and it declared that doom would strike him down at the hands of a son, our son, to be born of our own flesh and blood. But Laius, so the report goes at least, was killed by strangers, thieves, at a place where three roads meet. My son, he wasn't 3 days old, and the boy's father fastened his ankles, had a henchman fling him away on a barren, trackless mountain. There, you see, Apollo brought neither thing to pass. My baby no more murdered his father than Laius suffered. His wildest fear, death at his own son's hands. That's how the seers and all the revelations mapped out the future. Brush them from your mind. Whatever the God needs and seeks, he'll bring to light himself with ease. I'm gonna just do a little fucking bracket right here. This is kind of important. So Apollo brought neither thing to pass. So a report came, but Laius, so the report goes, at least was killed by strangers, thieves, at a place where three roads meet. A place where three roads meet. My son, he wasn't 3 days old, and the boy's father fastened his ankles, had a henchman fling him away on a barren, trackless mountain. Like he murdered him? Oh, it's because Leos got from an oracle. Or so he like tried to kill his son. He just threw his son. He wasn't 3 days old, and the boy's father fastened his ankles, had a henchman fling him away on a barren, trackless mountain. That's interesting. That's like the curse, you know, the curse of the father. Jesus Christ, what the fun of highlighter. The mic's on. Ooh. All right, so that's sort of the curse, right? He like tried to get rid of his son, and his son came back to kind of ruin his life, sort of. So that might be the oracle thing. So Oedipus responds, "Strange, hearing you just now, my mind wandered, my thoughts racing back and forth." Jocasta, what do you mean? Why so anxious, startled? Oedipus, I thought I heard you say that Laos was cut down at a place where 3 roads meet. So 3 roads meet. A place where 3 roads meet. Jocasta, that was the story. It hasn't died out yet. Like that was the rumor. It's still there. So Jocasta, that was the story. It hasn't died out yet. Oedipus, where did this thing happen? Be precise. Jocasta, a place called Phocis, where 2 branching roads, one from Daulia, one from Delphi, come together at crossroads. Oedipus, when? How long ago? Jocasta, the heralds no sooner reported Laos dead than you appeared, and they hailed you king of Thebes. Oedipus, my God, what have you planned to do to me? Jocasta, what, Oedipus? What haunts you so? Oedipus, not yet. Laos, how did he look? Describe him. Had he reached his prime? So Jocasta responds, he was swarthy, and the gray had just begun to streak his temples, and his build wasn't far from yours. Oedipus, I think I've just called down a dreadful curse. Oh no. I think I've just called down a dreadful curse upon myself. I simply didn't know. Oh no. So what the oracle did say is true. So it is true. He did kill his dad. The prophecy is true. Oh no. I think I've just called down a curse. I think I've just called down a dreadful curse upon myself. I simply didn't know. Jocasta, what are you saying? I shudder to look at you. Oedipus, I have a terrible fear the blind seer can see. I'll know in a moment one thing more. Jocasta, anything, afraid as I am, ask, I'll answer all I can. Oedipus, did he go with a light or heavy escort, several men at arms, like a lord, a king? Like who was he with, men? Jocasta, there were 5 in the party, a herald among them, and a single wagon carrying Laius. Oedipus, now I can see it all, clear as day. Who told you all this at the time, Jocasta? Jocasta, a servant who reached home, the lone survivor. Oedipus, so could he still be in the palace even now? No, indeed. Soon as he returned from the scene and saw you on the throne with Laius dead and gone, he knelt and clutched my hand, pleading with me to send him into the hinterlands, to pasture far as possible, out of sight of Thebes. I sent him away, slave though he was, he'd earned that favor and much more. Oedipus, can we bring him back quickly? Jocasta, easily. Why do you want him so? Oedipus, I am afraid, Jocasta. I have said too much already. That man, I've got to see him. Jocasta, then oh come, but even I have a right. I like to think, to know what's torturing you, my lord. Oedipus is going to go on a deep, long explanation or something. And so you shall. I can hold nothing back from you. Now I've reached this pitch of dark foreboding. Who means more to me than you? Tell me, whom would I turn toward but you as I go through all this? My father was Polybus, king of Corinth. My mother Dorian, Merope. So let me highlight this. My father was Polybus, king of Corinth. My mother a Dorian, Merope. And I was held the prince of the realm among the people there, till something struck me out of nowhere, something strange, worth remarking perhaps, hardly worth the anxiety I gave it. Some man at a banquet who had drunk too much shouted, he was far gone, mind you, that I am not my father's son. Fighting words, I barely restrained myself that day, but early the next, I went to mother and father, questioned them closely, and they were enraged at the accusation and the fool who let it fly. So as for my parents, I was satisfied, but still this thing kept gnawing at me. The slander spread, I had to make my move. And so unknown to my mother and father, I set out for Delphi. And the god Apollo spurned me, sent me away, denied the facts I came for. Interesting, huh? I set out for Delphi. And the god Apollo spurned me, sent me away, denied the facts I came for. But first he flashed before my eyes a future great with pain, terror, disaster. I can hear him cry. You are fated to couple with your mother. You will bring a breed of children into the light no man can bear to see. You will kill your father, the one who gave you life. I heard all that and ran. I abandoned Corinth. From that day on I gauged its landfall only by the stars, running, always running towards some place where I would never see the shame of all those oracles come true. Interesting, huh? This is important right here. Apollo speaks to him. You are fated to couple with your mother. You will bring a breed of children into the light no man can bear to see. You will kill your father, the one who gave you life. So Apollo's words, no, Apollo's prediction, not even really a prediction, right? Because he's a god. What did I say? Prediction, for the sake of it. So he abandoned Corinth. From that day on, I gauged its landfall only by the stars, running, always running toward the same place where I would never see the shame of all those oracles come true. And as I fled, I reached that very spot where the great king, you say, met his death. Now, Jocasta, I will tell you all. Making my way toward this triple crossroad, I began to see a herald, then a brace of colts drawing a wagon, and mounted on the bench a man, just as you've described him, coming face to face, and the one in the lead and the old man himself were about to thrust me off the road, brute force, and the one shouldering me aside, the driver, I strike him in anger. Triple crossroad. And the old man watching me coming up along his wheels, he brings down his prod, 2 prongs straight at my head. I paid him back with interest, short work by God with one blow of the staff. In this right hand I knocked him out of his high seat, rolled him out of the wagon. Sprawling headlong, I killed them all, every mother's son. Oh, but if there was any blood tie between Laius and this stranger, what man alive more miserable than I, more hated by the gods? I am the man no alien, no citizen welcomes to his house. Law forbids it, not a word to me in public, driven out of every hearth and home. And all these curses, no one but I brought down these piling curses on myself. And you, his wife, I've touched your body with these. The hands that killed your husband cover you with blood. Worse is, that's his mom. Wasn't I born for torment? Look me in the eyes. I am abomination, heart and soul. I must be exiled, and even in exile, never see my parents, never set foot on native ground again. Else I am doomed to couple with my mother and cut my father down. Polybus, who reared me, gave me life. Wasn't I born for torment? Look into my eyes. I am abomination, heart and soul. Polybus, who reared me, gave me life. But why? Wouldn't a man of judgment say, wouldn't he be right? Some savage power has brought this down upon my head. Oh no, not that, you pure and awesome gods. Never let me see that day. Let me slip from the world of men, vanish without a trace, before I see myself stained with such corruption, stained to the heart. And now the leader steps in, somebody named Leader. My lord, you fill our hearts with fear, but at least until you question the witness, do take hope. Oedipus, exactly, he is my last hope. I am waiting for the shepherd. He is crucial. Jocasta, and once he appears, what then? Why so urgent? Oedipus, I will tell you. If it turns out that his story matches yours, I've escaped the worst. Jocasta, what did I say? What struck you so? Oedipus, you said thieves. He told you a whole band of them murdered Laius. So if he still holds to the same number, I cannot be the killer. One can't equal many, but if he refers to one man, one alone, clearly the scales come down on me. I am guilty. Impossible, trust me. This is Jocasta speaking now. Impossible, trust me. I told you precisely what he said, and he can't retract it now. The whole city heard it, not just I. And even if he should vary his first report by one man, more or less, still, my lord, he could never make the murder of Laius truly fit the prophecy. Apollo was explicit. My son was doomed to kill my husband. My son, poor defenseless thing, he never had a chance to kill his father. They destroyed him first. So much for prophecy. It's neither here nor there. From this day on, I wouldn't look right or left. Oedipus, true, still that shepherd, someone fetch him now. Jocasta, I'll send at once, but do let's go inside. I never displease you, least of all in this. So Oedipus and Jocasta enter the palace. So they send for the only survivor. Remember, he's like the only survivor that was left when they killed Laius. Laius' death. Might end it right there, guys. All right. So anyway, the chorus is going to finish. Destiny, guide me always. Destiny, find me filled with reverence, pure in word and deed. Great laws tower above us, reared on high, born for the brilliant vault of heaven. Destiny, guide me always. Destiny, find me filled with reverence, pure in word and deed. Great laws tower above us, reared on high, born for the brilliant vault of heaven. That's a good quote right here. I had an assignment recently. I wish I would have used this for my assignment. Talking about if there's such thing as like an objective moral values and objective moral laws. Olympian sky, their only father, nothing mortal, no man gave them birth, their memory deathless, never lost in sleep. Within them lives a mighty God, the God does not grow old. Pride breeds the tyrant. Violent pride, gorging, crammed to bursting with all that is overripe and rich with ruin. Clawing up to the heights, headlong pride crashes down the abyss. Sheer doom. No footing helps, all foothold lost and gone, but the healthy strife that makes the city strong. I pray that God will never end that wrestling. God, my champion, I will never let you go. God, my champion, I will never let you go. So I wonder if Sophocles was a homo religiosi, of the hominis religiosi type. So he continues though. God, my champion, I will never let you go. But if any man comes striding high and mighty in all he says and does, no fear of justice, no reverence for the temples of God, let a rough doom tear him down. Repay his pride, breakneck, ruin his pride. If he cannot reap his profits fairly, cannot restrain himself from outrage, mad, laying hands on the holy things untouchable. Can such a man so desperate still boast he can save his life from the flashing bolts of God? If all such violence goes with honor now, why join the sacred dance? Never again will I go reverent to Delphi, the inviolate heart of earth, or Apollo's ancient oracle at Abe, or Olympia's of the fire, or Olympia of the fires, unless these prophecies all come true for all mankind to point toward and wonder. King of kings, if you deserve your title, Zeus, remember, never forget. You and your deathless, everlasting reign. They are dying, the old oracles sent to Laius. Now our masters strike them off the rolls. Nowhere Apollo's golden glory now. The gods go down. The integrity of the oracles and the gods. A tragedy. Anyway, y'all, peace.